Hey guys, so I'm partnering with Saks Fifth Avenue on this video to share with you my recommendations, of which I have quite a few recommendations for their friends and family event. So you can get 15% off of beauty items. I'm going to be sharing with you my recommendations for beauty items, and all the details for the friends and family event will be down below in my description box, including like the dates that this is going on for, but it does start today, September 29th. But all of that information will be down below in the description box. Now, if you are watching this on your laptop or computer, you can just click on the show more. That will expand the description box. If you are watching me on mobile, on the YouTube app, right underneath where you see this video, there's going to be a very faint light gray down arrow, like to the right of the window. If you just click there, or I think if you click on the title of the video, it will expand and like show you the description box. So that's how you can access it. They just changed it, which is why I thought I would just take a few seconds and explain that to you. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into my recommendations for this. Some of these things are just old favorites. You've heard me talk about them, and some of these are new discoveries. So why don't I go ahead and start with what is on my face and some makeup recommendations. The first thing I want to share with you is the SPF that I have on my face. This I've mentioned in a few of my favorites. I've talked about this when I've done like get readies with me, but this is the Revive SPF 50. It has a broad spectrum UVA, UVB sunscreen, PA with 4 pluses. So this is what the tube looks like. It has a pump here, and it's just such a beautifully textured SPF. It does have chemical sunscreen in here, so you're not gonna get that white cast that physical sunscreen gives you, but the texture of this is the most like silky smooth of it. And I think I'm on my 3rd bottle of this. I believe this is my 3rd bottle, and I just love it. You know, between every bottle that I've had, I've tried other ones, and they're fine, but they're just not quite as silky as this is. So this ends up being a really good like makeup primer too. If I don't feel like using an extra layer of primer, you know, I've put SPF on as my last step of my skincare routine. This is just a wonderful like last step if you don't feel like using primer, like prep to makeup, because it is so smoothing for the skin. So I did just want to mention this Revive SPF, and that is what I have on underneath my makeup today. And as for foundation, this is a like incredible foundation, and I have the Clé de Peau Radiant Fluid Foundation Natural SPF 25 to recommend for you guys. I have it in the shade 020, and when I first got this foundation, I don't know, you guys would know better than me, but maybe like a month and a half ago, I thought this shade maybe was a little bit too light and that I was gonna have to order 030 and maybe mix the two a little bit. But I do remember mentioning to you guys that I was just gonna keep this shade, and it'll probably work better once the weather starts to cool down, which it has. And this shade now is perfect for me. So this is 020. Now, in terms of the actual finish that you get, it is so beautiful. I love this like slight radiance that you get. Obviously I have some makeup on over it, but you get this just really natural radiance. It's nothing like too shiny, too metallic, too glistening. It's nothing too oily looking, but it is like skin-like with just a little amp to the radiance, but it stays that way all day. So it doesn't get oilier as the day goes on. It just wears really, really well. And I love it. I absolutely love it. And another Clé de Peau product that I just adore, this is definitely a long-time love of mine. I think, oh God, I'm talking in years now. So I think I don't know, 2020 is such a blur. Last year or the year before, this Radiant Corrector for Eyes from Clé de Peau was in my favorites quite often. So this is their corrector versus their stick concealer, which is also very lovely. But I tend to reach for this one a little bit more than that stick concealer because I don't always like that much coverage around my eyes. So anyway, this has definitely some decent coverage. It's just not quite as heavy as the stick concealer, just FYI. But this has a really, really lovely texture. It blends into the skin really beautifully. I just pat it in with my fingers. This brush applicator is very nice. I just, you know, kind of swipe. But I do like actually working it in with my fingers and not this brush. and I have it in the shade Ivory, just FYI. Of course, everything will be listed down below in my description box, along with the information on the sale. I'll have all the products that I'm talking about, all the products I'm wearing on my face. That will be all down below in the description box. So the texture of this is really, really lovely. It works into the skin really easily, and the finish of this corrector, it's called Radiant Corrector, but you just have a really soft, kind of like really, really soft satin, very natural kind of satin finish to this corrector. It's not too shiny. It's not like radiant in that you look sweaty or like oily under your eyes. It's just a little bit, a little hint of radiance, which I think is really great because my under eyes, and I know I'm not the only one, my under eyes are so dry that it's really nice to have just a little, like a little something under there. So love this, can't recommend this enough. In terms of powder, I am using one of my favorite pressed powders. This is the Sicily pressed powder. I have it in the shade Too Natural, and I just have this lightly dusted everywhere. I'm realizing this is another product that has that really soft satin sheen to it. Again, it's a powder, but it doesn't look dry. It looks very, very skin-like with just the radiance turned up like half a tick. It's really natural looking, very, very beautiful, and I love the texture of it. I feel like it just, yeah, it lasts all day. It sets my makeup, it controls my oils, but it's not drying, it's not cakey. You know, it doesn't get like crazy throughout the day. And I love that it's a pressed powder. I'm a really huge fan of loose powder, but it's so impractical and it's hard to travel with. It's hard to, you're never gonna throw loose powder into your bag. So I really like the fact that this is a pressed powder as well. So that is the Sicily. The full name is the Pressed Powder Mattifying and Beautifying. And again, I have it in the shade Too Natural. And then for bronzer, I have the La Bouche Rouge bronzer in the shade Blonde. They have, I think they have 2 or 3 bronzer shades, and this is the lightest. So here it is. It comes in this really beautiful, refillable, recyclable packaging. So this isn't a mirror, which is not recyclable. This is just a really highly polished like metal inside of this compact. It's really cool. So this is what I have dusted pretty much all over my face. It's a very beautiful natural bronzer. It's a little bit on the warm side. And today for me, I really like that because I did want to go for like kind of a peachy, warmer tone look. So I think it worked really, really well. And it has, again, it has a really subtle kind of satin sheen to it. So it's not a flat matte bronzer. It has, yeah, just a little bit of something to it. So I just feel like it kind of, I don't know, breathes life into my skin a little bit. Again, I have dry skin, so I really enjoy it. And I have it dusted all over my face to give me like an overall bronzy glow. So that is the La Bouche Rouge. I think it's the Universal bronzer. It's their bronzer. And this shade is Blonde. It does also come in a beautiful vegan leather case, which is lovely. As for blush, I have not mentioned these in a while, but I love these blushes. These are the Sicily blushes. The full name is the Radiant Blush, and this is in the shade number 4, Golden Rose. So this has a really beautiful golden metallic sheen to it. It's gorgeous. It has like a peachy kind of tone to it. Again, it is what I'm wearing today. And if you don't want to use any highlight, or if you want to use just a little bit of highlight, you can kind of just use this as both. It's great for blush and highlight. Any of this gold sheen that you see is from this blush. It is really, really beautiful. The pigment is so natural. You know, you never feel like you have clown cheeks when you use this blush. I just love it. It is stunning. So that is the Sicily blush in Golden Rose, number 4. Another oldie but goodie is the brown pencil that I used today. This is the Dior Show Brow Styler, and I have it in the shade number 2. This pencil is so fine, and you can make just like the most hair-like strokes with this. It's really fantastic, and then it has the spoolie at the end. I've talked about this a lot, so I'm not going to linger too long, but I really love the pigmentation that the pencil has. It's not, you know, it's not too much. It's really a mistake-proof kind of brow pencil. So love this. And then for eyeshadow, I had to pull out an oldie but goodie because you know, Tom Ford has been coming out with a lot of new eyeshadow quads, and some of them have been really lovely, and some of them have been, in my very humble opinion, like not up to snuff. And so I've been kind of like reminiscing and kind of romanticizing his older quads. And so I pulled out Body Heat, which is probably one of my all-time favorite quads from Tom Ford. And this is in that wet dry formula, which is so wonderful. So what I have all over my lids is a mixture of these two, the two lighter shades over here on the left-hand side. I just kind of put my brush in both of them and then just kind of swept all over the lid. And then I added a little bit more of the lightest shade. I added a little bit more of that to the inner portion of my lid just to kind of brighten that up a little. And then I used the deepest shade over here and just kind of lined my eyes a little bit, focused it really on the lower lash line. But I really wanted to keep the look, you know, kind of simple and just like a one and done kind of shadow effect. So that's what I have on my lid. Oh, I'm just reminded how much I love this Body Heat quad and how I need to use it more often. So that is the eyeshadow that I have on. In terms of eyeliner, I do have the Tom Ford Emotion Proof, what's the full name? Oh, just Emotion Proof Liner. I thought there was a longer name. I do have it on in the shade 03 Abyssinian, I think is how it's pronounced. So these are like a gel liner. There is a sharpener at the bottom end here, but these twist up and down. And this Abyssinian color is just a really lovely, deep, warm kind of brown. So I have this lining my eyes, upper and lower water lines, just to kind of define my eyes a little bit. And then as for mascara, I have one of my all-time favorites. This is one of those oldie but goodie products, the Chantecaille Faux Cils Longest Lash Mascara. I have that on my lashes here. It's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. There's like peptides in here that help your lashes grow, and the mascara itself is really, really lovely. Just kind of coats each lash. It's a very kind of subtle, like subtly beautiful kind of mascara, and it wears really, really well. I never get flaking or smudging when it comes to this mascara. And then what I have on my lips is, again, from Clé de Peau in this beautiful limited edition packaging. It is just gorgeous. Here's the box that it came in. So this is one of their lipstick shines, which is their like medium pigmented, very moisturizing kind of lipsticks. I'm a big fan of this particular formula. They're so comfortable on the lips. I am a big fan of this particular formula. It is so comfortable on the lips. So this limited edition color is number 518 Sunny Rose in Bloom. And it's this beautiful, beautiful peachy color. And this like light peachy color, I feel like is so perfect for this like fall transition time, because in the fall and the late summer, I like to use warm colors, and it's just such a beautiful warm toned shade. So this is what the lipstick actually looks like. And yeah, it's so soft. And I bet you guys can tell like how soft it is just by looking at it in the bullet, but it's soft and it's comfortable on the lips, but it's not too loose or too oily. It really feels just like an extra creamy kind of lipstick. So that is all the makeup that I have on my face today. These are all recommendations for you to shop during the Saks Friends and Family event, but I do have a few other things perfume-wise that I wanted to share with you that I have been absolutely loving and I think are perfect, again, for this kind of like fall, moving into fall, winter season. So the first fragrance I want to mention is from a company that I have been eyeing for a really, really long time. Just never really bitten the bullet and purchased anything from there. And I've constantly been looking at all of the perfumes in the line, like all of their descriptions, and like trying to decide which one would be the best for me. So I ended up going with Sicilian Leather from Memo Paris. And look at this gorgeous box that it comes in. If you're looking for a gift, perfect for the gift giving season. This is so incredible, this leather box. And let me just lift up the lid here. So the perfume sits right in there, and look at how beautiful this bottle is. It's a long, skinny kind of rectangle bottle, and then look at this beautiful artwork on there. Isn't that just gorgeous? So this Sicilian Leather is a mixture of, it smells like leather. I love the smell of leather, that like new leather furniture, the new leather in your car, new leather shoes, new leather handbag. I love the smell of leather. And then there are top notes of like citrus. All right, so there are a lot of notes in here. The top notes: leather, lemon, bitter orange, cedar. The middle notes: lime, bergamot, violet leaf, coriander, cardamom. Base notes: ackee gallowwood, guaiac wood, balsam fir, and patchouli. It's like everything I love all wrapped up into one. And I love that it's a very kind of androgynous scent. You know, I don't feel like it's typically feminine. It's, if anything, I guess a little bit more masculine, but I think it's just wonderful. And this is one of those fragrances I feel like would be nice for day or night. That could just be me though. I think typically this would be kind of considered more of like an evening kind of fragrance. Oh, and the scent of leather in here, it's like so accurately leather. Oh, like smells exactly like, you know, when you get a new handbag. So I highly recommend this perfume. I feel like it stays balanced with all those different notes. I feel like it stays balanced all day. I feel like it has a really nice wear time. It doesn't really fade too quickly. I feel like I can still definitely smell it. If I put it on in the morning one day, I'll still faintly smell it the next morning, but it's not overbearing. It's not one of those scents that's like just comes off too strong. So I definitely wanted to recommend this to you guys. And for this fall season, I think it's perfect. That like leather scent, it's great for fall, but you still have a little bit of that citrus kind of flowing through it to kind of keep it light and fresh. Love it. I have a new favorite fragrance here. And then I was completely intrigued by these refillable solid perfumes from Diptique. And, you know, Diptique is known for their fragrances. I really like their exfoliating hand wash, but I've never really delved into like personal fragrance from them. I've only ever really kind of stuck to home fragrance. And so I was very intrigued by this. So I got, well, I can't pronounce it because I'm not French, L'Ombre Danlou. Look at how cute this is. Okay, so it comes with a little pouch. Here's a little pouch. And then here is, and it's metal, and it's refillable. Look at this little compact. So just for reference, it fits in the palm of my hand. It does come with this little tool to pop out the solid perfume in here. So here is the solid perfume. It's really emollient feeling, but it's not too soft. So they have a few of these solid perfumes. I got this one. It has the swan on it. This one reminds me of, not exactly the same. It's a little bit lighter, but it reminds me of my favorite candle from Diptique, which is Bay. But let me get the notes for this. Ooh, and I see they actually have like a perfume of this. I may have to get that, because I really, really like this. And the way it's described, it really sounds like the Bay candle. If you're a fan of that scent, which has like blackcurrant and rose, you're gonna really love this. So actually, let me just read off the notes to you. So the notes, cassis, rose, blackcurrant leaf, bergamot, ambergris, musk, and mandarin orange. It really is such a beautiful balance between blackcurrant, a little hint of citrus, and rose. It's so beautiful. I'm sorry. This could not be any more adorable. And again, perfect gift giving. Like, look at this little guy. Oh my God, I love it. I am like so enamored with this little thing. And then the last fragrance I wanted to mention is the Tom Ford Solei Nash. Went a little crazy. I got the perfume and I got the shimmering body oil. They smell a little different, which is why I want to talk about both. So the perfume is definitely like, it's definitely citrusy. There's like a sharpness to it, a brightness to it. And the notes in this are, let me just read them off. The top notes are bergamot, carrot seeds. Middle notes, orange blossom, white flowers, jasmine, rose. And then the base notes, benzoin, vanilla, labdanum. And I really like how bright and white this fragrance is. Like, this bottle is the perfect description of this fragrance, but it's not like as super clean as some of my other favorites, like the Aqua Universalis, like the Creed Aventus for Her, my Jo Malone Grapefruit. Like, those are all really bright and light, but I feel like those all have a little bit of a sweetness, where this isn't that sweet. It's really just sort of like really, really bright. I hope I'm, hope I'm describing it okay. But there is definitely a little bit of fruitiness. There's a lot of white florals in there. And that's maybe what it is. It's more of like a white floral than a citrus, which is probably why it's not quite as sweet to me. But it's really lovely. And Tom Ford fragrances for me, I feel like I never really like them upon first sniff, but like give me a little time. If I spend some time with them, you know, sprayed on me, I really grow to love them. So that's the perfume. And then the shimmering body oil. Now, if you guys been watching me for a while, you're probably like, Michelle, why? Why did you get another shimmering body oil? You don't wear them. It's not like I show a lot of skin when I wear clothing, but what I did like about this actual scent is that I feel like it's a spicier version of the Solei Neige, which I think is great for fall winter. And I don't know if I'm making excuses just to buy something fun, but the shimmers in here are of a cooler tone versus like the gold shimmers that you usually get in a body oil. That for me has always been really, really like, I don't know, kind of just too much for me. For my style, I like things a little bit more subdued. So when I tried this and this more like subdued body oil, I really liked it. So let me just demonstrate. I'll spray some on the back of my hand here. So it's a nice dry oil. And then the shimmer, I feel like, is really, like I keep saying, it's subdued because it's not gold. It doesn't have like that gold shimmer to it, which is really beautiful and so much fun. But I feel like if I just want to throw on a body oil with like just a little something, this is definitely more my speed. And yeah, it smells like the perfume, but it smells, I don't know, there's like a little bit, it's like spicier. So I'm really glad that I picked this up. And then quickly, I wanted to mention this product from Angela Caglia. And these are I want to get the name right. It's the 2-piece 18 karat gold plated cryo wand facial set. And as you guys know, when I wake up in the mornings, I sometimes have like a little bit of puffiness under my eyes. Well, that puffiness gets really, really exaggerated and really unsightly when I have bad seasonal allergies. My sinuses act up, everything starts to look really puffy in this whole area. And so I've been eyeing these because they're gold plated and I thought they looked really cool. But I thought, you know what, I really got to try something because I just wake up and it looks like I've been punched. I decided to pick these up and they are, well, it comes in this like plastic casing and these are amazing, absolutely amazing. So I have been sitting here filming for like an hour. I had these in the refrigerator beforehand. They're still cool. They're still very, very cool to the touch. What I like about them is the shape of them is really, really nice. So usually, and what I've tried in the past and I've never really kept up with are the ones that are just shaped like globes. Those are really nice, but the shape of this is really what's so incredible because what I like to do is take both of these, right? So they're kind of curved this way and I lay them over my eyes like this. I'm not gonna do it now because I have makeup on, but if you lay them over your eyes like that, it just cups your entire eye area. The shape of this is so perfect for that. And then I'll take the bottom curved area and go underneath my eyes. It's perfect for this whole area where I'm having like my sinus issues because of allergies. And it just calms everything down. It brings everything down. And this has become a very integral part of my morning routine, which is getting very, very long. But I never skip this now. I love it. I leave them in the fridge. I make my coffee, I go to the fridge, I get my milk, I pour the milk into the coffee, and then I grab these and I just put them on my eyes. It just feels so, so good. So I'm so glad I finally picked these up after eyeing them for so long. And last but not least, I wanted to talk about a candle. This is from, I believe it's, oh God, my pronunciation, Cire Trudon. It's a French candle maker. This is my second candle from them. And I actually have not been able to light this yet, but I am so excited for this. So this is the Ab El Qadar candle. Again, I could be slaughtering that, but there's the name. And again, listed down below. But when I read the description of this candle, I couldn't order it fast enough. It smells exactly like fresh mint leaves. It has that little bit of bitterness in there. So I believe the inspiration behind this candle is Moroccan mint tea. And I don't think I've ever smelled anything more accurately depicting fresh mint leaves, other than fresh mint leaves, but fresh mint leaves. Oh my God, it smells so, so good. So the notes in here are fresh mint, hot and peppery aroma of ginger, tea, and tobacco. Oh my gosh. I just think this is a really nice, interesting alternative to like the typical holiday candles, because it's not quite as heavy. And I'm not always the biggest fan of really heavy home fragrances, like the ones that are really laden with cinnamon and clove. And, as much as I like those fragrances, I don't necessarily like it in a heavy, all around the house kind of way. And because this has like just a hint of that, but really it's all about the fresh mint leaves. Oh, it's just so, so beautiful. And I cannot wait to light this. I just have not gotten a chance, but fantastic candle maker. The other candle that I have from them, the throw is amazing. Just absolutely wonderful. I feel like I'm gonna start collecting these candles. So that is my last recommendation for you for this Saks event. I really like to take this opportunity to, purchase things that I want to just see and play with, like perfumes, like candles. I love to stock up on oldies but goodies, like the makeup that I showed you in the beginning. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, all of the details for the sale and everything that I mentioned will be down below in the description box. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and thank you to Saks for partnering with me again, and subscribe down below if you haven't already. I'll see you in my next video.